everybody. You look very nice. So my name is Lauren Currie, and I am known as Red Jotter online. So please do follow me on there, but be nice, because my mum and dad are watching from Scotland. Two things that you need to know before we go any further is that I am very Scottish, so I hope you can all understand me. And I passionately believe in better. I'm a designer by trade, by background, and I'm an ambassador of people. The potential of people and the power of people is what drives me to do everything that I do. Today I'm going to talk to you about two things: power and why it is time for each and every one of us to be upfront. Before I go any further, I'm going to introduce the wonderful 5 people that I'm sharing my stage with today. Demis is from Greece, and Demis hasn't talked in front of a crowd since he was at high school. He's got aspirations to one day deliver a TED Talk of his own, but he doesn't know what it feels like to be on a big stage, and that's why I invited him here today. Mario, British-born Egyptian. Mario's a musician, and he's recently started playing in pubs and clubs, super small stages. But one day, he wants to play at Wembley. But he's terrified of big crowds. And that's why he's here today on stage to be up front. Audrea, she turned 55 this month. She's had a really special time because she has decided to do lots of things that are really scary. She's just written a book. And the last time she was on this very stage, she was 14 years old, singing in the Birmingham choir. She wants to talk on stages. She has got an amazing story to tell, but she is extremely shy, extremely nervous. And there's a huge distance between where she is now and where I am now, and that's why she's here today. Monica is from Lithuania. Now, Monica actually does a lot of public speaking at her job. She's been trained, she has a coach, but what she does is she looks at the corners of the room. She doesn't dare look people in the eye. And she feels a bit not good about that. She wants to get better at really connecting, really looking at people. So she's here today so that she can sit back, relax, start to really engage with the crowd, without having the pressure of having to actually perform or say anything interesting. Joanna is here from Romania. And Joanna regularly talks to very small groups of high school students, college students, has got dreams of one day talking to a huge crowd, but doesn't even know where to start. So that's why she's here today. So I want to quickly talk to you about my journey of how I got the power that I feel I have right now. I started off my journey as a product designer. So I went to art school and I learned how to make objects. I was on a mission to be the next James Dyson, who would make an object that would change the world and make me really rich. And then I discovered this thing called service design. Now, service design uses all the same principles and methodologies you would use to make a vase, or a chair, or a car, but they apply it to a whole system, an entire service, designing things as complicated as our NHS, as our prison services, as our education services. And I wanted to figure out how I could bring service design to Scotland. So straight after university, together with my business partner, Sarah Drummond, we made Snook. and Snook was Scotland's first ever service design agency for social change. We were based in Glasgow, and we were asking the question, how can we use design and creativity to craft an alternative future for our country? We built products such as My Police, and My Police was one of the world's first digital platforms that enabled citizens and police forces to have an open and honest conversation on the internet. I left my business in 2014, and I moved to Manchester to design and lead a master's programme in service design. And in January, I moved to London. And I do a variety of things in London, but I spend most of my week working for a newly formed team called the Good Lab. And the Good Lab is working with 12 of the UK's biggest charities to figure out how we can build new models of raising money for good causes. So all of this stuff has given me some power. It's brought me attention. It's given me influence. And I am now committed to using that power to solve a very big and important problem. And the problem is our stages are not as diverse as they could be. They are unequal and they are inaccessible. And this happens to me too often. This is the front cover of the UK's largest innovations agency's latest report. When I ask people, why don't you come on stage? Why do you never apply to speak at things? Why aren't you up here with me? They say, the thought of being on stage is so scary, I'm just not even going there. Now, I know this is a messy, complex problem, but I am tackling the very physical, practical bit of actually being on a stage. How might people like me, who actually really love being up here, how might I help people who want to share their story in the way that feels right for them get closer to that dream? I'm sharing my power. So what is Upfront? Upfront is as simple as it sounds. Keynote speakers invite people onto their stage and share their power. Those people can speak if they would like to, but most of the time they actually don't want to, because that's the beauty of it. They feel the lights. They can't hear themselves for their heart beating. They're sweating, they're shaking, all the scary things that happen to all of us when we stand up here. But they don't need to perform. They can sit back and relax. And it's changing the conversation around conference curation and conference attendance. People who would never dream of volunteering or dream of stepping up now have an easy way to feel what it feels like on the other side. And I did the first one in January, and it is already making a difference to people's confidence, to what they do next. This is Petra Weasel, co-founder of West Brewery, sharing her stage with 3 entrepreneurs. Imagine if every single speaker who's giving a talk at any one time in any country shared their stage. Imagine how much newfound courage we would create and how much faster that would happen. Rachel in the blue shirt took part in my very first Upfront experiment. She sat on the couch, just like these guys, and then she went and gave a talk at the University Arts of London, and she shared her stage with 3 people. Speakers tell me they don't feel as nervous. Makes it a bit less scary for them because they've got some buddies. There's some more people up here. And the people who take part, I feel confident to say that I can already see it's having an impact. It's changing how they see themselves, and it's changing how they see their potential and their ability to do exactly what I'm doing now. So I just want to ask you to put your hands together for these brave people who have been up front today. And it's not about me, and it's actually not about them either. It's about all of us. It's about all of us working together, working more like this, where there's no leader, there's no hero, no one's in charge. We're all working together to make things better. Now, my call to arms is that each of you share your stage. Now, that stage might be a stage like this. It might be a team meeting. It might be a small stage in your local pub. But I'm asking you to share it. Because there's 7 people in this audience right now who wanted to be on this couch. And there's not enough room for everybody. Imagine if every speaker today had shared their stage. 20, 25, 30 people could have had this experience. I met an amazing young woman called Tiraya at the start of the year. She's been coding and building computer games since she was 9. And I was talking to her about her future, what she wanted to happen next. And she said to me, well, now that I'm 12, I know that I can definitely change the world. And I want each of you to change the world and be upfront. Thank you.